The following podcast is a SIMPRONTO Media production.
Yeah. So what is flexible intermittent fasting? It is basically where you have the flexibility to eat in an eating window of whenever you want. So a lot of times people will say, okay, my eating window is from 12 to 6. And so that's when I eat. I eat from 12 and 6. And then they look at it and they go, the alarm is going off 12 o'clock. Now I need to eat. And at 5:55, I'm not, 5:59, I better just be chewing my last bite.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, that goes back to disordered eating. Like, that's not healthy. There's all these rules again, and that's not good, because the time you want to be eating is when your body is physically hungry. So if I say my eating window is 12 to 6, if at 12 o'clock I'm not hungry, I don't eat. So I wait until I'm hungry. Maybe it might not be until 2 o'clock. And so some days I eat in a 6-hour window. Some days I eat in a 1-hour window. Some days I might eat in an 8-hour window. It's very flexible of when I'm eating. And I don't look at the clock as when I'm going to be eating. I'm looking at my physical body, and I'm going to eat when I'm hungry, and I'm going to eat until I'm barely satisfied. Hey guys, one of the things that will take your weight loss to the next level is coaching. You can either work one-on-one with me or one of our certified private coaches. If you'd like, you can schedule your free call. It's a 10-minute strategy call just to see if coaching is going to really take you to the next level. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to this recent review a happy coaching client sent in.
Thanks so much for your help and guidance. I never could have done it without you.
The other thing is listening to the audiobook. Listening to the audiobook and getting the video course that I've done, people are seeing dramatic results. If you just listen to the audiobook 30 minutes a day over and over and over again and get the video course, go to chantelrayway.com and check out the video course. You won't be sorry you did. So yeah, when I first started, I started on an 8-hour eating window, and I didn't lose any weight, because for me personally, I like to eat a little bit bigger meals. And so for whatever reason, when I did an 8-hour window, I didn't lose any weight. I didn't lose weight until I started eating in a 6-hour eating window. And I only did one meal, and then the second one was a tasting. So let's say I wanted to have a bigger lunch that day. I'd have lunch, and then I would then eat a small dinner. And then like the next day, if I wanted to have like I call it a meal and a tasting. So it's like one meal is just something small. It's not like a huge, for me to eat 2 big meals in a day, it's just more food than my body needs. So for me, one medium-sized meal and then one kind of tasting is about all the food that I need in order for me to maintain the weight that I want to eat. And I'm satisfied at that.
And how long did it take you to come to this realization that this is what your body needs?
Again, it's all those interviews. Like, I kept interviewing them, because I like a lot of these thin women, they don't even know what they do to stay thin. Like, they're just like, I just don't know. And I had to literally pry the information out of them. And so I would spend the day with them, and I'd realize they would eat one meal, and it was a pretty hefty meal. Like, they were eating a good amount of food. And then they weren't eating again until that next meal. And then depending on if that one meal was at lunch and it was bigger, then at dinner, they were picking at stuff. They weren't just eating a very small portion for that second. And I called it a tasting. And so it's just, I'm going to write another book, and it's going to be called A Meal and a Tasting, because that's it. That's the formula. And really, just eating those 2 times a day. 70 to 80% of the women only ate twice a day. And then some of the women ate 3 times a day, but then their portions were very, very small. Like they might have been eating 3 times in a day, but all those portions were very, very small. But the majority of them had just 2 meals a day. One was medium to large, and the other one was small. And I just saw that over and over in each woman.
This has been a SIMPRONTO Media production.